Library of Ruina have decided to go share a love of this game. This is not a Let's Play. This is not a speedrun or a challenge run or anything to that degree. This is just people who have some experience in this game wanting to read aloud with friends who may not have experience with the game and enjoy it for ourselves. There's a lot of trigger warnings in Project Moon games. Just assume the answer is yes, and you're probably accurate. After I've said all of this, I'm not the one playing the game. Hi, I'm Skern. My pronouns are he or she. I'm gender fluid. I don't care. Hey, person playing the game, are you done?
Yeah, I put all the advertisements out. I'm so good at advertising. Hi, it's me, Puma, he, him, the person playing the game, and also the illustrious Roland.
And I'm Chapstick, recurring guest, and just along for the ride.
Both Puma and I have completed this game multiple times, and therefore we'll know if you spoil anything in chat or comments, and we'll glare at you menacingly. Do not do that. Most people who have not done so, including many of the other people who are doing this voice acting with us. Should be noted, none of us are professional character voice actors. We all suck compared to the Korean voice actors. They're amazing. Praise them. We're doing this for fun and not because we're amazing. Did I miss anything important?
Well, you missed the part where I'm amazing. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no. I have to put you down. No.
I cried.
Anyone who watched last episode knows no.
No.
How many times did you lose?
A bunch, but that was just to phase 1.
Fair. The one extra part that I did forget is we are using the NoGrind mod in order to make it so it's faster for us to get to the story. I would not recommend this if you watch us play and want to play this yourself, because it is not the intended experience. It is something that will make doing the fights repeatedly easier, but going back and doing previous fights so you can learn the game mechanics is the intended experience. I don't have a piece of paper with all the notes about the intros. This is all off the top of my head. I hope I succeeded.
Yeah, sounds good. Anyway, let's just jump right in. We are in Star of the City. And we could realize Hesed, not yet, but close. But we've got these 2 big pillars of encounters that we haven't done yet. So let's be some organized criminals and start with the thumb.
Yeah, we could go beat up the big bads, but it's way funnier to beat up the small bads.
Oh my gosh. Denise really does look like me, minus the beard.
Yeah, at least we're fighting stylish bads, and that's really all you want in the end. Are we ready?
Ready.
Thank you for participating in the summit, everyone.
Yes, Underboss. Yes, Underboss. Yes, Underboss.
It's good to see our families gathered up in one place. Let's see. We have 19 seats filled. That means all but one family member has attended.
That's the Romanos cartel. They're still in the process of reorganizing structure after being attacked by the Black Silence a while ago.
Still recovering, I see. Thanks for the report. Cut those friends off. We don't need a toothless mutt that can't rearm itself with that much time.
Understood.
Today's issue is simple. Take your hands off L Corp's nest in the library. The thumb will be in direct command of the matter from now on. I'd like to give a word of appreciation for the families that have shown much effort. And...
Bullshit! You have no idea how many of our members died for that! Our family already poured a tremendous sum of money into this!
Who gave you the right to speak up?
You gotta stay quiet when an elder is talking, pals. You know better than that.
When a subordinate dares to speak without their superior's permission, take their lower jaw. Remember the rules. I apologize on behalf of my underling. Please forgive the rudeness of my subordinate. I'll educate this half-witted fool on my end later. However, I must say that I share their sentiment in all honesty. Why should we back out now after we've given so much effort?
I understand how disappointing it may be. All of you have spilled much blood in order to earn your share of turf before the street relocation happens. I wish I could give out a sizable chunk of the land for each and every family who have gathered here. I really do. But the Capo dei Capi demands otherwise. We have no choice but to obey it. The situation outside is going in an unexpected direction. A party other than the Index is involved in this conflict. The ones who pilfered our fabric.
I am deeply ashamed, sire.
Don't be too hard on yourself now. I'll pardon your manners by taking only your left hand.
Thank you, sire.
Do understand that we can't let such trivial issues distract ourselves in times like this. We must carry out the Capo dei Capi's orders first and foremost.
Just what is the Capo dei Capi thinking to make demands like this? When one dares question the orders of their superior, take their head.
How insolent of you to question the intentions of the Capo dei Capi. Such impure thoughts should be uprooted. Purge every member of the Night Owls by tonight.
Yes, sire. I'll give the word.
Talk about an impatient young fellow. It couldn't have hurt to quietly wait.
The Capo dei Capi has told me outright. The Index. Yes, our boss insisted that we mustn't let the Index claim a single area of L Corp's nest. But you, my friends, don't quite have the prowess to take on the proxies of the Index. Hence the order to pull out.
So we should save up our strength at the moment. I understand now.
This goes to the other soda copy of the Thumb and their families as well. Our ambition is not something as short-sighted as taking over a few blocks of space. Do you understand?
Yes, underboss. Yes, underboss. Yes, underboss.
Underboss.
This thumb seems to have quite a rigid structure.
The Index probably gave you a good idea already, but yeah, the fingers have rules and hierarchies that I'd only describe as paranoid. The specifics may be different, but if anyone breaks their rules, that poor fellow is done for. Although each finger has its own way of purging rule breakers.
I suppose that's the strategy they evolved to survive in the city.
Spot on.
They can only survive by by shoving themselves into a sturdy, unbreakable shell.
And the 5 syndicates that crammed themselves all the way into the core of that hard shell and stood on the apex of the backstreets earned the title of the 5 Fingers. Well, in any case, our job as the staff of the library is to receive any guests that come here, and the Thumb is no exception.
So, guns.
Guns.
You can absolutely overpower a Thumb with a gun.
So
What if the Thumb has a bunch of... Oh yeah, we're way overpowered for this. This
We're
is supposed
way
to be your
overpowered.
first fight in the Star of the City, in my opinion.
This is the first Star of the City fight. They don't even have the light required to fill all of their speed dice, and you can only use 4 people.
Yeah, this is going to be a joke. And we're bringing what? Fully powered Gabura against them?
Yeah. Gobura Gobur.
Oh.
She's got the fucking soul edge.
Yeah, they don't know how fucked they are.
Because they have guns, they'll get some hits on us in the beginning. Some.
Maybe.
They can hope.
Well, they have one that rolls 7 to 17. At the start of a battle, I don't have a good way to deal with that.
Hello,
Hi.
company.
Hi, company.
Hello.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself again? Little pink bat familiar pig thing.
I'm a pink bat. I'm addicted to gacha games.
Great
Okay.
introduction, no.
But this pink bat finally got her M1 lighter.
It only took you
Confused
almost
smiling.
400 pulls.
500.
I'm sorry, I was too nice.
500 pulls for M2 Hugo, M1 lighter, and Hugo's W engine. Like, the grand scheme of things, it's still a lot, but it could have been worse. I could have lost my 75-25 on his W engine.
Anyway, you want to go watch your wife kill a bunch of people with guns?
Yeah.
Here, allow me to catch you up on everything you've missed. It's a crime family.
Ah.
Big crime is happening, and actually, they told other people to not crime as hard right now.
Yeah,
To let the big boys crime harder.
yeah.
I think that Kahlo said the things in the way that he did to see who would speak out about it.
Trying to get a lot of people killed.
Yeah.
Ah, good. Kabura's battle music has cut back in.
It's a very jarring shift whenever her music comes in.
Oh yeah, I mean, I suppose I can talk about guns. This is the second group of people who really use them. They're cards that get removed from your deck after being used. So a lot of these people as well are using very powerful cards that simply have nothing left.
A slight correction. The thumbs cards do not get removed, but they use ammunition
That's right.
as a mechanic, and that does get removed and has to be replenished. So they start with hands full of ammunition, making them rather powerful at the beginning of any fight, but they lose that power until they have a chance to build it back up.
You are correct. Though I think it's a little more complicated than that, as I do believe their single use is still single use. It's just they have a variety of cards to let them create ammo, basically. You're thinking ArcCorp for the infinite ammo stuff. Either way, you're not having a very good luck against the red myth.
All right, Act 2.
Don't believe there's any story. It's just you keep fighting people.
I just keep fighting people.
Oh man, they've got even more underlings.
Weird. It's like crime families have a lot of people.
Yeah, but they don't have names, so it's fine. Not these ones.
You know they sent in the big guns when none of them have names. Clearly, this is very important. Is Gerbera just gonna vertically slash and kill everyone soon?
Better, she's gonna horizontally slash.
That only kills one person. No, wait. Horizontally is everyone. Never mind. I'm not
Yeah.
thinking correctly.
Oh, hey, Juko. I'm sorry if I missed your message. I didn't have the thing open. I wish he were in this game, because I want to see how powerful he is compared to the people in the library versus, you know, when we're baby sinners. So anyway, everybody's about to die.
Woo!
I'm not going to play any other cards but these two mass attacks.
Yeah, one person got cut in half.
Hey, one of them lived. You gotta give that guy props.
Yeah, you know what props you should give him?
Vertical slash?
Not
Vertical slash.
sorry. I meant to say chops, not props.
You survived. Congratulations. Get cut in half. So anyway, this is going to be a lot of our fights for a while. The Burra can be kind of nuts. It looks like the thumb mainly uses firearms. They also seem to use bullets in various ways, as opposed to the full stop office we received some time ago. These people would swing the gun itself as a melee weapon too.
Like I said before, bullets are expensive. Even though the bullets the thumb uses are self-made, the price is anything but affordable. They utilize bullets in clever ways depending on the situation, but won't actually fire them unless it's a huge deal.
Does that mean they mostly use their guns as close-range weapons like that, then?
Yep, a good swing can easily crush human bones. The guns are made using pretty nifty technology and materials.
Yeah, their 3-cost thing that discards all their ammo to do a bunch of damage is actually useful.
Just very expensive Unga Bunga sticks that occasionally go bang.
Thumb does have some good cards.
Yeah, they get to reuse these ones.
You're right.
They do discard the ammo, though, and they need the ammo for it to be really good.
Yes, but I remember if you can get like 4 ammo on it, it's actually really good.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of Shock Round. I mean, sure, Focus Fire is great because it has a high damage number, but Shock Round explicitly deals extra stagger damage to the target.
Yeah, I agree.
And it also, it automatically cycles through ammo as well.
Yep. And we're not going to use any of the thumb cards until we get, the actual named thumb characters.
Yeah, I want the named thumb characters first. I'm not changing anything, I'm just jumping right in. Let's take a look at this script and see if who is in here.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I liked Chapstick's Kahlo. Very authoritative.
I appreciate that the game had that vignette pop up whenever he was yelling, because I was about to be kind of soft with that, and then it was like, no, be bad. Okay, I will put down my chicken nuggets. I am ready.
Let's see, Yan is
What
in
am I
this
doing?
scene.
Oh yeah, and I don't even remember who played Yan before.
It was me.
It was Puma.
It was Puma.
I'm just delivering the prescripts.
Omega, now that you're here, is there anyone you'd like to claim?
I'll just take whoever.
I'm sleepy. Do you want to be Catriel?
Sure.
Cool. I have even less work to do.
At least Boris has a few lines in this.
It's true.
Which chapter is this?
The Thumb, episode 2.
Star of the City, The Thumb, episode 2.
Okay.
Just had a call. Looks like there's a huge fights with the Index going on outside. Streets are gonna reek of blood, eh?
It's not just the streets. The entire nest is awash with blood.
The hell's with Blue Association up to anyway? Poking around an abandoned nest. The Index and R Corp are already keeping us swamped. Besides, there's been an awful lot of distortion sightings around here these days. All of those feuds took out half my good men.
Everyone seems to be looking for clues on the distortion. They must have determined that the library sitting at the center of the nest has to be closely related to that phenomenon. And it's true that the distortion has been happening here more frequently than any other place.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings, sir.
Greetings, sir.
Sit down now. As you've said, the Index, the Liu, and R Corp are ransacking this nest.
It's not just them. We've received reports that the Blue Reverberation and the Purple Tear are also present.
The Blue Reverberation, you say?
The one who took our fabric turned out to be working for him.
I see. What do you think is attracting the Blue Reverberation and his gang here?
It must be the library. Several well-known individuals and groups fell victim to it, too.
Whoever takes over that library is gonna be the victor of this tedious battle.
But whatever we try to go there ourselves, the invitation to the library just vanishes. It's as if they're refusing to let us in.
That was true up until now. We tried acquiring it through our subordinates and claiming it from others with force, but nothing worked. However, I directly received an invitation today. It says they have a book of the Liu Association up for grabs.
The book we need the most right now. If we can find a way to deal with the Leo Association, then we're guaranteed to win at least half of this nest.
It'll give us a chance to stifle them for sure. And an underboss bringing all his capos into the library doesn't strike me as a good idea, though.
What's a messenger of the Index doing here?
If you say anything stupid, I'll pull out your tongue. You guys are always on edge. I'm not here to see you bleed today.
And I reckon you aren't here to throw cheap jabs at us either.
Soto Capocalo, may I speak to you for a moment?
I appreciate the Index for upholding basic manners. Go on ahead.
This is just my opinion, but I don't think you should go. You're most likely to turn into a book there. If the underboss managing this area ends up disappearing, it'd only be a matter of time until the Index seizes this place. Just think about it. If the Index happens to get your book at the library, not only will the Thumb have a harder time trying to break the Index, it'll also put the entire syndicate at a huge disadvantage. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, this is a rare occasion. A messenger stating their own opinion instead of delivering prescripts. I only have the patience to acknowledge the prescripts of the Index, not the personal ramblings of a mere messenger. Tell the zealots of the Index remaining in Corpse Nest territory this. Once we've sorted out this matter, we shall pull out their teeth and tongues and feed them to the hounds as punishment for insulting the thumb. Although you won't be alive today to relay that message with your own mouth.
So it had to go this way. When one dares irritate their superior, take their tongue.
They execute anyone who ruffles their feathers, even so slightly.
They don't care who the offender may be.
It certainly looks like they don't. Not even the member of another finger seems to be exempt from their rules. And remembering what I heard last time, the echelon appeared to matter as well.
That's right. You have to be courteous to people whose position is higher than yours. You can't casually mention their name or speak before they do. You need permission for every little thing. Well, there are exceptions, strictly speaking. A high-class person can theoretically lend the authority of their position to someone else, but it's a rare case. Generally speaking, a Grade 1 fixer is on the same position as a capo in their hierarchy. You can't even make eye contact with a person whose class is higher than you. Neither of those fingers are right in the head, I gotta say.
I don't know about that. I actually like the straightforwardness of it.
Anyone sustained heavy injuries. We don't need dead weight getting in our way.
I'm unharmed, Seer.
It wasn't easy, though. The Index is a bothersome bunch. Even just a messenger can be a pain in the ass to deal with.
Those who don't respect their superiors need to be taught a lesson in manners.
Are you going to be alright, Seer? The word of the messenger had a point. It may have been safer and beneficial for the thumb if you stayed in the base.
Shouldn't you be worrying about your own safety first?
Greetings, dear guests. I am Angela, the director and librarian of my role's namesake.
It's intriguing. I heard that the director of this place was a machine, but I suppose that's not entirely true.
It's rather irritating to hear you go on about whether I'm a machine or not right in front of my face, you know?
Ruling figure of a star of the city stands at a higher echelon than a soda capo such as myself. You ought to pay her due respect, Catriel.
That was impolite of me. I'll pay my price now. Dennis, please cut off my tongue.
Okay. Slash!
Catriel may not be flawless, but I appreciate how quick she's quick to reflect on her mistakes. Please forgive our rudeness with this, madam.
He was right about you all being sick in the head. May you find your book in this place, I suppose.
Angela's so over it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, old Angelo probably would have been down for it, though. Let's be real. I agree. Rip out the tongues of anyone who annoys you. In fact, why stop at the tongue?
I believe she'd be a little more sadistic in a different sense. She'd let the tongue come back, so you could do it again. So I think they're really confused when they come in and find it colored.
Yeah, they're just gonna go into the library and why is the red mist here?
Hey, here to fight you. Slash.
Do you think that the red mist holds a higher echelon? She must. You know what? They shouldn't be allowed to talk to us. I want all of their
Yeah.
tongues.
You know what? That makes complete sense. Especially since, according to them, a grade 1 fixer is like the equivalent of the boss. You know what's higher than a grade 1 fixer?
Color fixer. I am just blown away by the disrespect of the thumb. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're in the presence of a colored fixer. All their tongues now.
Can't fucking believe it. The audacity.
And at least one arm.
Maybe
If you
two.
think about it, they shouldn't even look at her.
Gotta get the eyes then.
Yeah. Frankly, they should be fighting just with their faces pointed at the ground.
It's the only polite thing to do against someone like Kali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tongue removal must be like their go-to punishment, Juka. Though, I
They
guess
sure do it a lot.
you could just regrow your tongue in this setting.
They
I
have
guess so.
prosthetics good enough that it wouldn't matter that much, too.
Also that.
Perhaps it's more symbolic.
I mean, the whole Yakuza style of cutting off a finger means a lot less when you can regrow the finger.
This fight's a lot scarier when you don't have Red Mist Gabura.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to have her at this point. To be fair, I don't think this fight's actually that scary regardless. You're just making it absolutely a joke. Oh no, they picked up the tempo. Also, most of them are staggered. I think they realize they're already dead.
Omae wa mou shindeiru.
I don't see an ego attack. Can't do that. Though, if Gabura could touch someone and they explode, she would do it.
Told you they were already dead. Hi, Boris.
He's about to have a bad time.
He's about to have a really
he
bad
is.
time.
But he has some cool sunglasses.
Yeah, he does.
No. We're about to have some cool sunglasses. I actually think his key page is pretty good too.
He's shockingly good when you make him a smoke build.
Yes. So, we can kill Boris, take his key page, and then put him on Gabura's floor. It's fine. I'm sorry, do you think Angela would prefer kill or booking people? What's the proper verbiage here?
Book them.
I know, she's not as intimidating to hear that you're going to be read thoroughly.
That depends on who's saying it. If it's like a drag queen, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think the context of Angela saying book them would be different if she was wearing a cop outfit?
Yes.
So Boris is about to have a very bad day, isn't he?
Extremely.
Thankfully, it's also going to be a very short day.
Oh my gosh, 2 of them blocked it?
Whoa.
That's the power of bullets.
They realized the best way to prevent your blood from being removed is to remove it first.
Yeah, it's generally a very good strategy in a fight.
I love that card. The animation's funny.
It's a really good card. There's a lot of ways to make that a really good card.
Lion's Fist from Emma. Blunt damage plus.
Yep. Fortunately, he can't min-max like we can. I mean, Boris should be proud. He got to punch people.
He did. He did punch people quite a bit before he died horribly.
No, he got booked horribly.
Before he got booked horribly.
The whole Gabura has transformed the sign that they are super dead. You gonna cut him in half?
I'm gonna save it. I think it's better used on Kahlo.
That's such disrespect, not even using it on the boss. Oh, wait, you are using it on the boss.
Bosses than him.
Yeah, true.
He's a boss, he's not the boss.
That's true. I mean, really, Boris is doing work.
Yeah, he's tanky. Bye, Boris.
We're very proud of you, Boris. Now die. I mean, sorry, now be booked. Now Kahlo has a very bad day.
People die in this game?
No, they get booked. We know that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nobody has died in Library of Ruina. Why would they?
Yeah.
Well, that's technically a lie. Anyone who's died outside of the library,
We've never killed a person.
that's better.
Yeah.
Also,
No
our
one's ever
methods of-
died in a Project Moon game, ever.
Yeah.
And some of them weren't even people, if you think about it. Or at least they were at some point. It's debatable if they still are.
We don't talk
This-
about Lovetown.
Or the puppets.
Or the puppets!
Yeah. Would be hilarious if I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking about either of those. I was thinking about this.
Listen, Lovetown was a mercy.
Listen, I think the fact there's no Tom Mary key page says everything we need to know. We don't even want to be Tom Mary.
Angela saw those pages and said, no, 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 no. Put them in the garbage.
Which one of you is in charge of the garbage books? Probably Melkit. Melkit, get rid of it.
I'll do my best, Angela. This book will be efficiently gotten rid of.
IMO, the Thumb have some great cards, held back by them not having great key pages.
Yeah. Fortunately, we can fix that. And there's a lot of ways to make the Thumb very useful later in game.
Canonically, Yum Yum uses the Thumb page.
I believe it. I also have the opinion that I'm going to be saying a lot of these cards are actually very good. We're in Star of the City. All of these cards are going to bring us to endgame, basically. I think that's accurate to you, Puma.
I think there are much better choices than Class and Respect at this point in the game. I don't think all of their cards are good. But I think some of them are. I think their gun cards are really good. I also think Reload is a fantastic one-cost card cycler.
Yes.
I just think Class and Respect is really bad and holds them back. But we can swap that out for any other source of light generation.
Yep.
It's like, oh, on hit you inflict 2 bleed. Yawn. Like,
But it's really easy to switch that out for other light generation that you're getting it later. I like that Pierce one that heals you.
yeah, also I'm throwing this out here. The Puppets have better light generation cards than that. And they're, a full segment back.
That's very true. So those are weirdly good. I will also state, Bleed kind of gets shafted in this game. There's not a lot of good Bleed cards.
There's really not.
Yeah, there's like one period where you get quite a few decent ones, and then they never really give you more for a long time.
I mean, we're getting the games that the stuff we'll be using in endgame, and there's just not... Gabura is basically your Bleed machine, and you can't give her cards to other people. Or to put this another way, I'm sorry, Hode. You don't get good decks.
You can transfer Kurokumo passives to apply bleed, but I think it's weird that the best form of bleed is from passives and not from cards.
Yeah. You compare that to Burn.
It's
We're going to get a lot of really good Burn cards.
It's so funny that it's like the opposite in Limbus Company.
It really is. Then
I
again,
love plain burn decks.
Limbus
Or I love plain
Company
burn.
has added a lot more Burn cards more recently that have become really good.
We did it. We beat the Thumb.
Take that, Thumb.
We won the Thumb War.
It was my least favorite finger.
The Thumb was bound by their strict decrees, even to death.
And they shove the Thumb's rules up others' asses, too, because they have the power to do so.
Who's making the rules for them? I wonder.
That's a tough question, and I don't think anyone has an answer for that. Hell, I bet they don't even know when those rules were established. They aren't much better than those zealots chasing prescripts in that sense. Do you think they're dumb for following those unfair rules without even knowing why?
I I'd be lying if I said no, though I can understand them somewhat. It certainly seems pathetic that they're blindly obeying them without knowing the reason, even if they have complaints. However, there's little point in questioning things that have always stayed the same and had to stay the same.
A lesson you learned from your previous job?
I wouldn't paint it as something as nice as that. It was what I had to ingrain in my head. Calling it a lesson feels inappropriate to me. It's just an observation I made. From what I've seen, people who live aimless lives think that they had no other choice. You said the same thing before, right? And now, I got to understand it a bit better. It's not that I understand the rules of the fingers themselves. Of course, different individuals would see them from various perspectives and judge for themselves whether they're a good thing or a bad thing. Anyway, the warning the messenger of the index gave wasn't worth nothing. With one of the higher ups gone, the thumb could be in actual danger.
True. The thumb must be bummed to know that an underboss of theirs is now a book.
Does that make the index the only finger remaining in L-Corp's nest now?
I'm not so sure about that. It's up to them to retreat or hold the fort. Not like we need to care about it. Foreshadowing is a literary device where...
You keep saying that. I don't believe you know what that word means.
We are running out of Star of the City invitations. We've got
Horrifying.
Index, the thing that comes after Index. Purple Tear, Shao, and then the entire right side. I would like to do Index, but I want to do Kane Office first, and I don't want to play a character in it, because I want to make you guys do all the characters.
Sure.
Kane Office. Kane Office, Episode 1. What all are we looking at here?
Bada, Nemo, Martina.
Oh. Uh-huh. I knew something was up.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so unfortunately, everyone here has already played the Blue Reverberation in some way or another.
Uh-huh.
Oh, fuck, yeah, he shows up too.
Now, we're probably going to have to deal with him too many times for this to ever work out, but I was going to say, we could swap it up and just all read his lines together. That wouldn't be a terrible idea.
If I may pitch it a different way, we switch who reads the line each line. So one person reads the line, then the next person reads the next line.
Yeah.
Argalia could be anyone.
This is a terrible idea. I see nothing going wrong with it, but I'm happy to play any of these characters. It looks like there's a lot going on for Nemo. He looks like a smiley guy.
Oh, yeah, totally friendly. So we have anger management issues robot. We have Sadako from The Ring, and we have Straight Man Bada.
I would like to be Sadako from the Ring.
All right, Martina. Does someone jump out to you, Mega?
Nemo could be kind of fun.
All
Who
right.
will be the smiley robot?
Yes, be Nemo. I'll be Bada. And then I will also be Argalia. Fuck it. No one's stepping up.
Sure, do it.
As the loudest voice in Argalia's head today.
I'll be Pluto.
Hey, you said you're staying out of this.
Well, I forgot that Argalia and Pluto were here. Unless Mega or Skern would like to be Pluto, Mega or Skern.
I'll be Pluto.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna hang out then.
Yeah, you back out of this, buddy. You.
You told us you didn't want to voice anyone. We're
I'm-
taking
yeah.
charge here.
I'm backing out of Elcorp's nest. See you losers later.
You're still at
Yeah.
Roland, by the way.
President, have you seen the request from T Corp?
Well, well, this is such a difficult situation.
I love Mega's Bada. Or sorry, Nemo. I love Mega's Nemo.
Thank you.
Have we been found out?
How clumsy of W Corp to leak its singularity so carelessly. That's no good. No good at all.
Thought everything went as the blue reverberation said in the end, I must admit.
Yes, indeed. This is a perfect opportunity for us to learn the details of W Corp's singularity. All we have to do is now visit the library with this invitation and learn the books of W Corp's cleanup crew.
Prez, the library is a star of the city now.
We've completed 11 requests regarding Stars of the City until now. Such expertise is why we're under the direct sponsorship of T Corp.
When we acquire the confidential information on W Corp's singularity, what are you going to do with it? I don't believe you'll just return it to W Corp.
We should sell it to clients that need the technology, of course. A patent war is about to break out, too.
So we aren't handing it to T Corp right away.
Mr. Bada, it takes more than just diligent work to rise through the ranks as our office has. We should always seek opportunities. I was honestly skeptical at first when we were told to entrust work to some irrelevant rubbish like the gays? Guys? Gaze?
Gaze office.
Gaze office. I thought they were joking with us, but look what it did for us. Here's the thing, though.
See? Squarey head. It went just as predicted, didn't it?
It's a pleasure to meet you for the second time, President Nemo of Kane Office.
Thing. You, Poncy Creep, and Ween Forsaken Skeleton Head. Since when did we agree to go there on our own? This is how you screw us over? We're supposed to walk into the library ourselves, including me.
Six-sided skull. You bragged about taking care of 11-star the city class requirements mere moments ago, no? What's wrong? Don't tell me. Are you scared? You were listening in on our conversation?
This could be problematic.
Ha! Ha! Oh, you sneaky peepers, you. They say the walls have ears, but it looks like shitbags do too. Am I scared? Well, yes! Scared piss and shitless. Thanks for asking.
Prez got miffed.
It's going to be a real hassle cooling him down for a while.
I did not quite expect the prominent and prestigious Kane Office to swallow their words.
Mr. Skullcat, do I look like scrap for brains? Your motive is so transparent and blatant, I can't possibly not be terrified. If I were to enter the library, and it turned into a book there, and then the library would get a book detailing the singularities of W Corp and T Corp in the same library the book about L Corp is?
Mm,
Grunt.
Guess who will be getting hold of 3 singularities at once? In times like these, when we're on the brink of a patent war. Ha! 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 It's so plainly obvious, I don't see a point to say it twice. Tell me, who is the mastermind behind this? Whose pockets are you trying to fill with your little games?
Dear, dear.
I was wondering what words were going to come out of your agitated speech device. That's all you could think with your rectangular noggin? Singularities. A patent war. I can't even get a chuckle out of it. It's not funny in the slightest. You like to raise your voice over the pettiest things like your life depends on them, don't you, Boxy Buck? I'm stunned by how puny this is. Rhombus Brain thinks we're just here to make some bread. How idiotic.
Shut up!
Mr. Mnemonitor, I'm not interested in your views. Patent war, mastermind, money, think whatever you want, but promises are promises. Pluto.
Of course, sir. Ladies and gents, please have another look at this contract. To summarize the point, we will provide Kane Office with information about W Corp Singularity. And, in return, Kane Office will secure books from the library for us when we want them. The signatures of Mr. Nemo, Miss Martina, Mr. Bada, and the leader of our ensemble, Argalia, are clearly written here.
We weren't told that the information about W Corp Singularity would be provided in the form of books from the library, not to mention having to acquire it ourselves.
The terms were rather ambiguous vocabulary, admittedly. However, that would not make the content of this contract any less appropriate under the current circumstances. You aren't one to decide that.
You boy had taken the pen like lightning, and he signed the contract in haste, making a huge fuss about a patent war or whatever, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure he said he's in urgent need of intel about the singularities. The contract never specified that we were to head to the library ourselves. It only said Kane Office is going.
You should have checked the terms carefully. Here, take a look. I'm not seeing a thing. Let me lend you my eyeglass, dear. Take a closer look at the fine print. All those who sign this contract must retrieve books at the library.
What foolish deception. Do you think you'll get off scot-free after meddling with our business? What makes you think we'll abide by your fraudulent contract at this point?
Dear, dear.
This thing is no ordinary contract, you see. What was it called, Pluto?
It would be Yesterday's Promise.
Right, that. Yesterday's Promise. Not my type of name, to be honest. Anyway, if you don't fulfill the conditions of this contract, he can take anything out of those who signed the papers, see? We can take as much as we want, whenever we want. Pluto.
As you wish. Lo and behold, this is Mr. Bada's heart. Bada. You've spent quite a fortune on your body. I can see this heart is augmented with an exquisite procedure. Here, I've returned it to you.
See, oblong? I don't care about what you think. I just want you to keep the promises you made with me. Besides, T-Corp directly issued the same order to you. So you have to be there anyhow, no? Seething with anger at us won't spare you from going to the library.
Let me ask something.
Hmm?
What are you plotting to do with demons like that?
I'll perform the beauty of humanity in this world. It will break down the boundaries of loneliness we all have.
We'd appreciate it if you could get the job done by today.
Beauty. Loneliness. Ha. 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 Brainsick loony.
But, is your heart okay? Should we go see a doctor?
They're gone.
What are we gonna do now, Prez?
Well, it looks like we've been had.
Are you really sure we'll be alright going by ourselves underprepared?
Think simplistically, everyone. Don't get too serious. We'll head into the library, take the books, and come back. That's all there is to it. Let's get ready.
I remember that skeleton. He was with the Blue Reverberation the last time we saw him.
Mm-hmm. He said something about yesterday's promise?
I think I read about it in one of our guest books. On the surface, it appears to be an ordinary contract, but unfortunate terms are hidden in the fine print. It was speculated to be the cause of some kind of incident, although I'm not sure if the claim is verifiable. It's even more obscene to see it in action. That's such a manipulative scheme.
Well, I suppose. He's far from being the only manipulative guy in the city, though.
That's true. People use each other all the time.
Do you think that's a given?
I simply gave up on dwelling on it any further. I still believe that's fair. I still don't believe that's fair. In a similar vein, you're using me, and I'm using you.
If you say so, I guess.
Don't worry. I don't mean to simply imply any distrust towards you. It's just... yes. Keeping the options open, that's all. Better safe than sorry, as they say.
Hey, I never told you any lies, you know.
You're only keeping a few things from me.
I guess I am.
Forget it. Why don't you go back to sorting books now?
You won't bother being inquisitive, huh? Is there any reason you aren't asking further?
None in particular. I could certainly pry, but I figured it wouldn't be fun to uncover everything about you that way. I came to the conclusion that having something to be curious of is beneficial for maintaining interpersonal relationships. That's all. Or perhaps I've grown to trust you that much.
We were led by monsters out of the pan and into the flame, a den of monsters known as the library. This has to be comedy gold, the joke of the century.
I heard the library is rather gentle, if that helps.
Just a moment.
Is anything the matter?
Martina!
Yeah?
What do you think of this place?
It's faint, but I can smell something.
Exactly. It reeks of money! Profit!
You can't even smell with that head.
Every cloud has a silver lining, and it looks like we found one.
Are you planning to sell books or something?
Precisely. Even if our reputation as a contract office may tank, at least we won't starve to death if we get books from here and sell them.
Aren't you swimming in cash already, Prez?
Martina, Oh, sorry.
Martina, our president spends a year's worth of an average backstreet's dweller's food expenses every day. He can never have enough money.
Still, I never
Bilked? Is that bilked? Is that how you
Bilk
say
is correct. You're good.
Okay. My office staff. My word upon it.
Greetings, dear guests.
You must be Angela, the director of this place, the so-called Pale Librarian.
She doesn't look pale at all, though.
Bada, watch your words. Miss Angela, may be our precious provider of goods and wealth in the future.
Chris changes his attitude so swiftly.
I'm used to it by now.
May you find your book in this place.
I'm gonna tear the shit out of these guys.
Yeah, they're gonna have a real bad time.
Did you enjoy your break, Puma?
Yeah.
Never too late to make money.
You know, Nemo's
It's a little
got the
bit too
hustle.
late to make money.
It's a little bit too late.
Is it?
Nemo's got that hustle.
He has that hustle. Unfortunately, he's about to hit a sword.
I like that he has little X's in his eyes when he gets hit.
Yeah. His little emoticon faces were fun. Boy, did he have that one Angie face, though.
I mean, these are definitely people who I do feel a little bit bad about killing. Mostly because they don't want to be here. Very obviously. Sorry, booking.
This is one of those battles where I'm happy to just take some one-sided attacks and then tear the crap out of them. Like, because they have a lot of, like, decent value shield cards. And it's like, what if you just didn't get to use those? What if I just ignored you?
Yeah. Another case of the, all of that hard work we did earlier to get Gabura early, making everything else really easy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember even using their cards.
They're eclipsed by R-Corp immediately.
Yeah, that's the exact problem. Our corp cards are amazing. They're having a very bad time.
They're having a very bad time. Triple kill. Wait, Martina's still up. No, she's down. Well, that happened.
Oh, right, I have to read stuff. One moment. I suppose the patent wars are fiercely fought, judging by the way he talked about it.
Yeah. All in all, technology is the most reliable means of making money in this city. Patent wars are waged over these technologies, but in truth, neither side really benefits from them. It ends in a Pyrrhic victory at best. If they don't respond well, they might lose their rights to the technology by an imitation, or spend too much time and energy for the win for it to have been worthwhile. At the end of the day, people like the guests we just greeted profit the most from those conflicts. Well, it's entertaining to speculate as long as the trouble isn't yours. I got a bunch of interesting stories. Want to hear them?
Save the whole thing for a later time. It sounds like it'll be a long tale. Has our corp participated in a patent war?
Dunno? I don't think I heard any stories about him, at least. Our corp is already exceptional among private military contractors.
How about the singularity of another wing? Has our corp tried to get a hold of Amy?
I bet every wing thinks the same about that matter. Few wings use their singularity on its own. Our corp must be using a singularity or two that doesn't belong to them, you know what I mean? And they gotta pay the owners a fee whenever they use them.
If they uncover the secrets of those singularities owned by other wings, they could save that expense, correct?
Spot on. I'm trying to think of what to do next. I think doing Index 1 would be fun. That's got some fun characters in it, looking at Gloria.
Yeah, Index 1 or our Corp 1 are both fun in my opinion. I'm up for either of them in my opinion.
Did I not get any books of Catriel?
Oh. Did you kill her too quick?
I killed her too quick. I'll deal with that later. I'm not super mussed by the thumb anyway. I'll use Kahlo and Boris, but I don't care about Denise and Catriel and their passives.
The reason I say uh-oh is I think you might need one.
Oh.
That makes sense. Okay. Let's do...
Could do our Corp.
We could do R-Corp. Let's do Index.
Sure.
There's lots of fun characters in this scene. We've got Hubert, Esther, and Gloria, and Argalia, and Bremen, and Tanya, and Greta.
Well, as Chapstick took the last Argalia, I have to take this one. He can't be voiced by the same person twice in a row.
Yeah, I actively refuse to be Argalia again. Which chapter was this again? I'm sorry, or section?
The Index Part 2.
The Index Part 2. Gotcha. Opening that.
Okay. We've got Gloria, Silly, Esther, professional, or Esther, leader, Hubert, professional.
Take Esther.
I'll be Gloria.
Excellent. For the sake of ease, because there's a billion characters who show up and have one line, I'll just do the one line.
Sure.
All right.
I will take Hubert, by the way. It's fine.
Perfect.
How many do we have left to skewer?
193.
Would you please say still?
How could you do this when the finger bow bell is imminent?
Don't act like it's anything new. This isn't even the first time we've had a quarrel with the thumb. Your boss isn't going to make a big deal out of this, you know?
Remove the limbs of all the thumb personnel still remaining in the nest and hang their bodies on skewers. We're simply carrying out our prescript. No
Prescript.
prescript. No personal feelings are involved in this process.
You fanatics! You're blind and deaf to anything but your prescripts, obeying them without a second thought. I can't fathom how you stake your lives on following orders from nowhere.
How everyone in the city lives. We're all fundamentally the same, aside from the variation in methods.
And that's the end of this prescript.
We only have one prescript left to carry out now.
It's quite a magnificent sight to see those limbless bodies make futile struggles with their fading consciousness.
Makes the index the last finger standing in Elcorp's nest.
The only other obstacles remaining are the beasts of Arcorp and the blue reverberation.
All hail the prescript. I love how it always leads us to blissful places.
Prescripts are just meant to be followed. It's not a good idea to give extra meaning or have any sentiment for them.
Some big mouth you have, Mr. Messenger. You were barely alive when we found you. Your lower jaw destroyed and your tongues and eyes gone. If it weren't for the prescripts, you might not have gotten any treatment, let alone lived.
I still don't thank the prescripts or anything. That's just them being carried out.
The messenger.
Sorry, you're correct. I'm wrong.
The messenger is correct. Prescripts are to be fulfilled. It is as simple as that. Messenger Yan demonstrated well through his past actions.
Gee, dear, the scent of blood is in the air. I'm not one to speak, but the index really hasn't changed. The blue reverberation.
I do believe we are mutually hospitable enough to be having chats in such close proximity now.
Friends, no need to worry. I am here to ask you a favor, Proxy Esther. I was wondering if I could take those heaps of flesh, the skewers you prepared. It looks like you're done with your prescript anyway. It never told you to keep them hanging forever, no? Yet it did not tell us to bring them down. It's up to you to interpret the messages, so I'm personally asking you, proxy friends.
Well, this is tough. What do we do? I really don't want to let him get away with what he wants, but there's no good reason to refuse.
The blue reverberation do whatever he wants with them. We only need to see it to that the prescripts are fulfilled one after another. There is no need to cause unnecessary conflict.
That's a clear explanation.
Good wisdom as always. I'm glad we won't have to see each other's guts today. It's always a delight to talk with proxies. You see, they have a similar scent as mine. You know, I'd love to recruit maybe one of you to my ensemble. I have no interest in learning what you're trying to do, and I suggest you cut your antics short while you can. Is that so? I'm sure you'd like it once you heard it. Anyway, we'd better take them while they're fresh, right? I'm counting on you.
Now this line is going to be fun. You're right. He always dumps the tedious chores on us. Look at how the meat's skewered nicely on these sticks. It's like I'm looking at fine brochettes with a delicious smell. I know. This'll make a perfect treat if I spread a mix of soy sauce and ground garlic on this, then grill it. What do you say, Mr. Mixer-Face? I have to go again. Some appetite you've got there. They did a good job at chopping the meat into nice chunks, I'll give them that. But the meat itself isn't very high quality.
Easy, friends. We need them for other things. As long as you carry them all in mint condition, I'll let you have 2 or 3. Maybe. Of course. That's up to Jihan to decide, though.
No worries. He'll definitely allow it when I tell him that I'm gonna make mind-blowing cuisine out of it. Oh, he'll have to. Guess we're having a barbecue party for the first time in a long while.
You're being quite loud for someone keeping others waiting. Oh, sorry about that. We get along so well with each other, as you can see.
The blue reverberation. As long as you've chosen to roost in this nest, know that you and your minions will have your guts split upon this land one day.
Really? Is that what you think? I beg to differ. Methinks the little animal friends from our corp are the only ones you'll get to cut. Rather.
The blue reverberation is still an obnoxious spook.
No need to pay him much attention unless the prescript commands us to. Messenger Yang, is the next prescript prepared?
Sure. Here you are.
Let me guess. It says Esther, Gloria, Hubert, and the proselyte?
Proselyte.
Yes, proselyte.
Yes.
Under them shall head to the library. Am I correct?
The library? Guess we're going there ourselves after all.
How did you know that?
You look surprised, Messenger Yang. We were already aware that the prescripts you've been delivering to us were illegitimate.
What? I was the only one being fooled?
Since when did you notice?
That matters little.
If you knew the prescripts were fake, then why did you still declare war against the thumb? And why are you about to dig your own grave by going into the library?
I simply followed the prescript. It commanded me to carry out every prescript delivered by Messenger Yang.
So the prescripts knew, then. Just how much do they know, really?
We cannot escape from the prescripts. Every thought and action of ours is within the boundaries of the prescripts.
I don't understand. But Yan's been a good boy, fulfilling many prescripts throughout his life. Yan, why'd you betray us? Was it for money?
Gloria, there's no such thing as betrayal in our vocabulary. All that matters is whether or not one has carried out their prescripts.
Huh. I'm sick and tired of this. Those stupid prescripts are everywhere. I've lost so many things. Abandoned and neglected so much because of the prescripts. I lost my family, killed my friends with my own 2 hands, stole precious things from people and looked the other way. I was ridden with guilt, but I forced myself to do it anyway, because the prescripts must be carried out. The prescripts guide us to the right path, they said. But if they really led me along the right path, I resented prescripts. I feared them. I loathed them. I didn't even want to look at them again. And then a prescript gave me the role of the messenger. Delivering prescripts with my own hands? So I began making fake prescripts. I thought I was showing my will for the first time with that act. But then the prescripts do this, as if they knew everything already. Tell me, Esther, was this not done out of my own will all along?
It doesn't matter if you did it of your own volition or not. It's our obligation to follow the prescripts, and the prescripts now tell us to head to the library. And ask yourself this. Does free will truly exist in this city? Proxies. We shall go to the library this instant.
You don't even have an invitation, though.
I've already received one.
But how? The order to head to the library was just a lie I made up.
Messenger Yang, the prescript has invited you to a certain place.
The prescript invited me? Are you guys actually going to the library then?
As the prescript orders.
I guess you would have said the same even if I brought you a prescript telling you to die on the spot.
We move according to the prescripts at all times.
Don't you wonder what the Blue Reverberation is up to?
We'll see soon enough, although I'm not exactly thrilled to find out. By the way, Blue Sicko's got more new members for his band of freaks from the look of it. I've seen that wolf head, but I don't think we've seen the other two before.
One of them seemed rather enthusiastic about cooking.
Do
you have any guesses?
Oh, it's no big deal. I was just reminded of the stories I read the other day about the guests we received from District 23. That's all. Besides, we have the proxies of the Index to deal with first.
The Index, a finger that acts strictly based on prescripts. It's curious how he forged false prescripts, but it looks like the prescripts anticipated that as well.
Yeah, whoever's making those must be a genius at pre-calculations. They make seemingly weird instructions, and those prescripts end up benefiting the Index in some odd ways, like their maker is somehow omniscient.
I imagine that is the one who makes the prescripts is quite an impressive individual.
Probably is. You gotta be a cut above the rest to be leading a syndicate as colossal as a finger. That doesn't make those prescript-worshipping zealots any less insane, though. Is anything wrong?
Nothing. I was just having some thoughts for a moment.
Hello, extra tilde. Anyone there?
Such unnecessary rowdiness. Extra tilde and everything?
I busted out the two tildes. What can I say?
Greetings, dear guests. I am Angela, the
What? You're a human?
Is she? Seems rather ambiguous to me. I don't believe that's relevant right now. The director of the library, also known as the Pale Librarian, was supposed to be a machine, to my knowledge. Perhaps we should update the knowledge base with this new information.
He's a Liger. I'm surprised to see such an awkward freak still exist in the city. Oh, look at her. She's razor sharp. You getting mad?
You are to overcome the ordeals in this place and fight for the rewards, dear guests. Please go through that door if you wish to enter. And you're calmer than what the current information suggests.
Proxies. Our primary directive is to enter the library as the prescript dictates. Stop this quarrel and get on with it.
Okay.
May you find your book in this place.
Gloria's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yep.
May I do a very polite tease, Mega?
Huh?
So I'm imagining Esther calls Yan Yang for no reason.
Oh, that's fair. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I'm not good at reading sometimes.
All of us make mistakes. There's a reason I didn't correct you in the moment, because it was very consistent on a single character. So it's just like, oh, this works.
Messenger Yang, and Yan is like, this is my life now. The prescripts have determined it to be so.
Added a G to the end of my name. I see that now.
Yan's like, heavy sigh. I'm the only character in Library of Ruina with a last name.
I just think of that meme I've seen going around where a character walks in the room going, hey guys, and everyone responds with something like, Yang! They just go, that's not my name. I find it. Telegram, why do you do this to pictures? I swear to God.
Anyway, Yan is having a very bad day. I'd say that the proxies are having a bad day, but they're having the time of their lives before they get booked.
Yan gets to go to a special place.
Yan's having a very bad day. Yan gets to learn that, what do you mean they knew what I was doing the entire time? Also, I need it noted, when I was being Argalia, I was almost knocked over my mic twice because I had to gesticulate a lot. It's very important to be Argalia. He seems like the type of person who's constantly moving.
Yeah, gesticulating is an important part of being Argalia.
It is.
The Index brings a lot of good offense, but I've come equipped with a lot of defense, and we're fine.
Yeah, I do think this fight can actually be pretty tricky. The Index has some powerful cards, and especially the 3 named characters have some brutal moves. But, we're going to get those moves. It's fine. I also think the Index is weird because most of Star of the City has taught you how to survive, and this is one of the fights that it does benefit in just rushing people down.
The Liu 2 cards are really, really good against the Index.
Yes, they are. And when we joked about having Gabura early, having Gabura against this fight is completely reasonable.
Yeah. This is the normal time of the game when you'd be expected to have her. Though IMO going down this tree, the difficulty spike is vertical after this one.
Yes. I will say I think the Index is much easier if you have a couple of R-Corp cards, but you don't have those.
Yeah, I'm not going to complete this tree without R-Corp cards, probably. I'll see how excited I'm feeling.
I mean, I certainly have a pitch for what you do next.
Oh, what should I do next?
Purple Terror.
That'd be fun.
It'd be a nice ending. And I believe you could beat the Purple Terror.
Me too.
Admittedly, you slaughter if you had Bina fully unlocked, but it's fine.
Yeah, I do kind of want to get Bina fully unlocked, just to have 5 people.
I still believe you could do the Purple Terror with what you currently have. Plus, you know her deck is really fun.
I hit him with the win rate button.
Rude.
Yeah.
Rude as shit.
Bina's a ton of fun. Hi, Index Proselytes. Hi, Esther. Hi, Hubert. Hi, Gloria.
Hey.
I feel mocked. Hey, remember when Roland said that Gabura beat up a bunch of proxies?
Oh my gosh, it's happening. Wow. I'm being Gloria. I'm being Chapsticks Gloria.
Extra tilde and everything?
Extra tilde and everything. Wow. This is the part of the game where there's lots of dice.
Yep. You really gotta look and think about each turn.
Thankfully, I drew field mods into my hand for 2 of my dudes round 1, so... Oh, shit. I already got that out. Navali can take a few hits. She's got protection this turn.
She's a tanky girl.
The index can do a shocking amount of damage. Or, sorry, have a shocking amount of clash power. Oh, rolling a 45 on horizontal slash. Oh. Hi, Gloria. I like you, so you're the last one to live. She's my favorite. I'm gonna hit her with the win rate button. Ultimate disrespect. You know, sometimes it doesn't sound too bad to just let go of all complicated thoughts and follow orders like the Index does.
And I think otherwise. You won't be better than a corpse if you just perform tasks as they are given to you. I mean, it just looks like they're just walking corpses in that regard. They appear to have respect for the free will of individuals. They appear to have no respect for the free will of individuals.
You know, I do have a thing or two to say about performing tasks as they're given.
Here's the difference. Both you and I are working hard in order to get out of this place. We have a clear goal set in our minds. We're doing this because we wish to be free. However, Yan's efforts to prove that he has a will of his own went up in smoke.
You used to berate it hard, calling people who follow it pathetic and stuff. Have you changed your mind on that?
Perhaps I have. I thought they were nothing more than completely meaningless arrays of words for those who have no purpose in life. But as you pointed out, the prescripts of the Index end up benefiting the Syndicate. That prescript commanded them to eliminate all members of the Thumb in El Corp's nest. Right up. Right when an underboss and his capos have disappeared. Listen, I was in the middle of eating chips when you interrupted me. I need a moment to reset my brain. The prescripts Yan had been delivering were fake, false, but an invitation to the library was in that man's hand as if it was destined to occur.
And they knew that he was up to something. It's like they're seeing one step ahead, heck, 3 steps ahead, maybe.
Yeah, I thought they were no more than zealots wasting away their lives and time. But that was a hasty judgment I made from mere fragments. Could the prescripts actually be as omniscient as they made them out to be, Roland?
Whether that's true or not, I don't think you have to be so unnerved about him, yeah? The prescripts could be some grand entity or a big ball of nothing for all I know. Point is, there's no need to pay too much attention to what they say. Even if everything I've been doing was actually done out of the city's will and not mine, that doesn't matter to me one bit, since there's no way for me to realize that. What I do know is the emotions I feel are wholly mine.
The emotions you feel. Thanks for putting it that way.
I gotta wonder, though, where was that messenger going?
He was apparently invited by a prescript. To where he was invited is still a mystery to us.
Talk about a cliffhanger. Always gotta tease me this way.
You seem quite interested.
Who knows? He might lead us to the full story behind the prescripts.
Even then, we won't get to see it if he isn't our guest.
Good point.
However, this is a story, and ultimately speaking, stories need satisfying conclusions to plot hooks.
Yeah, weird. I wonder who we would possibly be inviting with these 3 books of the Index. It is a mystery.
We snot.
I kind of want to do the purple tier. I know I don't have Bina, but I want to try it.
I encourage this. By the way, I do love how I still have no idea whether it's tear or tier. Or tear or tier. And we've been saying both interchangeably.
Yeah, it could be either.
Isn't English fun?
So, a bajillion characters show up in the next scene. Like, way too many characters. So many characters. My request, because I know Skern wants to be Iori,
Sure do.
is that somehow you figure out how to be the billion characters. It could be anything.
We're doing
Mega
the red
Yorgalia.
mist.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I spaced on the chapter name again.
The purple tear.
The purple tear tier, right? We were just talking about this.
Okay,
Okay. Iori, Argalia are accounted for.
Chapstick, there's a billion characters that have one line. We could divide them male and female.
Sure. Which one do you want?
I'll be the ladies.
Alrighty, I'll be the lads.
Greta the shark is a lady. I have to clear that up before she starts speaking.
Yes.
I am aware of that.
Okay.
I love her. She is the best. All monster girls should look like.
I love her because so many other people are mad. We'll get to that. But Greta's just kind of here to vibe.
She really... I mean, she wants to make food and enjoy food.
Yeah.
The food happens to be people.
Alright. Let's enjoy this very long scene.
Why, you managed to up the ante pretty quickly, Kid in Blue.
It's all thanks to your advice, my dear mentor. Without your help, I couldn't have come to this far or joined hands with this wonderful crew of allies.
Come on, you're flattering me. You're not the type to say such things.
Wouldn't you like to join us?
Sorry, but I'm not cut out for music.
That's a pity. I'd really love to return the favor somehow. You were the only one who showed me the light when I was lost, dear mentor. Honestly, I thought you were a little more than some deranged maniac until you came to me.
My... You've got quite the brakes. Yeah, you've got no brakes on your mouth. So how are things going for you?
The Puppeteer, Blood Red Knight, Lahir de Loop, Yesterday's Promise, the leader of the Church of Gears, the 8 o'clock Circus, the Musicians of Bremen, the Crying Children, and one of the 8 chefs. I've gathered the members so sweetly. And we've nourished the library, just as you advised.
You're so quick about it. It's almost obese at this point.
I'm so excited. You see, I can finally be myself soon enough. I was lonely, to tell you the truth. So painfully lonely. The loneliness was born from the belief that we could never understand each other.
The two of you suffered terrible things at such a young age, so the bond between you both must have been even more special.
You're right. I thought the only reason I lived was because my sister was alive. Because Angelica hadn't died yet. But even after Angelica left me, I was terribly lonely. Yet, I wanted to live. I just couldn't give up my life with my own hands by any means. Then I had a realization. I was just suspending the inevitable. That I had merely put the meaning of my life on Angelica and run from it. The performance that will soon echo through the city will be my journey to seek the meaning to live and be proof of my life. All of us will be freed from loneliness. It's a farewell to this gloomy and solitary city. Like the pianist. All of us become one and perform together.
That's touching.
Dearest for Angelica, yes. You said the power of distortion would be needed if I wanted to spread the beautiful melody Angelica showed me through every corner of the city. Thanks to that advice, I managed to form a wonderful crew. Take a look at the members of the ensemble, dear mentor. They can't be compared to the humans corroded by the city. They were abandoned, scorned, struggled in anguish and sorrow after what they cherished was taken from them. But they didn't give up. They clawed their way out of the deep, dark abyss and found their truest forms. True strength can only be pulled out of filthy, fathomless pits of despair. Nothing could rival such beauty. Don't you agree? With a crew like this, I'll be able to inscribe the tune into every part of the city once again.
Well, I get that your mind is brimming with enthusiasm. It's not a one game yet, though, is it? You still have to take the library's light in your hands.
You're right. I was elated like a little child for a moment. Even though it's still not in my grasp just yet. That light, I could almost touch it, but not quite snatch it. Iori, dear, I'm curious about why you live on. Hadn't you lost all meaning to your life ages ago? I'm pretty sure you're lonelier than most. Yet you still refuse to join us.
That's harsh, kid. I do have at least one reason to live, you know?
I wonder if it's true you know everything, dear mentor. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart for you to coming to me and helping us prepare our performance. I thought you were helping me out of pity. I believed you were motivated by pure sympathy for me. But the person in our heart is bawling at us, telling us that it's not true.
The person in your heart.
Yes. She speaks to me in such wondrous and clear voice. A voice I'd never, ever heard in this world. Now, Iori, could she be speaking the truth? Then what's the true motive behind my dear teacher's assistance?
Dunno. My guess is as good as yours. Maybe looking at you reminded me of my son.
What? Iori, you're such a tearjerker. Your son died more than 40 years ago.
Hmm.
What's your true motivation in helping me?
I thought you'd always remain a dorky and naive little kid. Looks like you've grown smarter after making friends and stuff, huh? I just needed to give you a helping hand so I could reach a place I wanted to go.
A place you wanted to go, is it? Where could you be wanting to go so desperately to treat me with such kindness? You have the ability to jump between dimensions. You should be able to go anywhere and know anything with ease.
Kid, this isn't a power as easily abusable as you might think.
Enough of this fluff. I don't want you living any longer, Iori. You knew I was going to do this, didn't you? What is my all-knowing mentor going to do now, I wonder?
Chapstick, that's you.
Sorry, my mic was muted. For your information, even you will have a hard time escaping the thick layer of barriers I've set up.
Pipe organ.
That brain of yours you put to work was far inferior to my thought gears.
Harp.
How about I break her arms and legs before she can think about running away?
Viola.
You've lost something precious to you. Surely you can understand us.
Cello.
Aha! How about a snake show drenched in strawberry juice? The fleshy fruit will make an explosive display.
Clarinet. Horn. Tuba. Trombone.
I wonder what your veins taste like.
First violin.
It's no good eating them raw, sister. I'll make a fine pasta out of her veins once you get 'em out. Oh, rosé sauce would go well with it.
Percussion.
Leave some flesh and bones for me. My puppetry isn't done yet.
And second violin.
Iori, we don't need you anymore.
That's funny. Welp. It might have been but a brief moment to you guys, but for me, it was a long and valuable time.
Please don't talk nonsense all of a sudden.
Now I have places to be.
Sir Argalia, she has the invitation.
Stop her!
Iori, let me ask you one question.
Angela, you have a guest waiting for you at the door.
Can you sincerely not hear her mesmerizing voice?
That's why he's been recruiting distortions. I'm starting to see why he's been up to his crazy antics now.
I play too many characters that use a lot of ellipses.
What's with that face? Anything bothering you?
They said they're after the library's light. That means their aim perhaps overlaps with ours.
I guess so. Are you scared they'd steal it from you?
No. You and the other librarians are handling receptions well enough. I have much faith in you. Though, I would be lying if I said I had no fear.
You can just say that you don't trust us enough.
That's not it. something's different.
Your attitude being one of those differences. You were full of pride when R-Corp challenged us. Heck, you were confident pretty much all the time.
R-Corp hasn't challenged us yet.
Yeah, that's really weird. Why did I say that when R-Corp hasn't challenged us yet?
Weird. You're right. I wonder why.
Well, if R-Corp challenged us, you would be full of pride. Don't you agree?
I think I'd be a little bit intimidated and really want to talk to him. You know what? It's fine. We'll do that later.
Okay.
Most of the guests we've greeted so far had a vague purpose. They only sought to earn the books and get back. Not to have the books themselves either. Most were planning to give them to their superiors, such as their leader of the syndicate or the higher ups of the association. Of course, all of it was done on the premise it'll be ultimately bring happiness to themselves. But the ensemble is different. They have a clear objective, and their goal is the same thing I seek. There's a considerable contrast between those who act in the interest of others and those who act strictly for themselves. I never had to worry about it being taken in the past. The situation has changed now, hasn't it?
So, what I'm getting at is that they scare you because their goal is taking the thing you're gathering, and not because they might be too strong?
Yes. Now theft has become a concern of mine thanks to them. That was a close call. Age hasn't stopped my heart from still being so excitable. That aside, this place handles transportation pretty quickly, unlike how I do it. Greetings, dear guest. Everyone and their mothers heard about you and your library by now, so let's skip the introductions, since you probably saw what was going on out there. You have a basic idea of how things went, yeah? You're rather knowledgeable. Looking at the state of the library, guess I didn't have to worry so much. And you seem to be making steady progress towards becoming human, too. All thanks to the kiddo being quick to set up the stage, huh? Then why are you helping me? Helping you? You ensured the steady growth of the library in substance. Am I wrong? I just couldn't leave the kid in Blue Bee. You want us to make sure that the Blue Sicko and his friends can't get their hands on the library's power? Take it however you will. And extract a book from me. It'll be pretty helpful. I have a fair amount of info in my head. You're asking to be killed nonchalantly. Are all the colors out of their minds? Of course I'm not. I'll fight with all my strength. If you can't best this old woman, I'll ruin your library in my own way. Although I can't completely kill you, I do have a number of ideas for breaking a being that has become quite close to human. I get what you're saying. Why don't you cut the nonsense and get inside now? The director of a library of countless bits of knowledge are included wants to part with her past memories. What irony! Just focus on finding your book. Gee, aren't you cold? But if that's what the library director says, I gotta listen. Oh, and one more thing. May you find your book in this place. Whoops, there she goes. I wanted to hear more about the kid here. He seemed pretty unstable back then. Still, I guess he would play the part of helping the library expand so much, huh? Alright. Let's see how great this library place is, shall we?
Woo!
Alright, one-man showdown.
Ooh.
We get to fight a color. We have 3 floors to take out 1 person.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we're not going to need them.
Well, I'm
Oh,
gonna use a second floor probably.
yeah, I may need to use the 2nd floor.
I didn't say may.
I was trying not to give it away, Skern.
Oh, it's fine. Anyway, everyone, enjoy Danger Grandma.
Danger, Grandma.
I mean, she has to be minimum late 50s. Despite her portrait. I do love how many dice she rolled. It just feels obscene.
Oh no, she rolled 666. I think this battle is cursed.
Hopefully for her.
I don't think it's for her.
I mean, we're just fighting her before we've challenged our corp, which is apparently not something the story expected.
She has a counter die.
And that counter dice kicked your ass.
Sure did. I'm seeing if that was a card that she played. I think it was. I think a card gave her a counter die. She doesn't just get them naturally like Kabura does.
I believe she only gets them naturally if she's in defensive stance. Oh yeah, I suppose I should talk about how Iori's weird. She has 4 different decks. She is slashing, piercing, bashing, and defense, and she can switch between all 4 of them.
She gets super buffed for that type while she's using that deck.
So watch her passives. And also, if you see her switch to defensive, just end turn. Don't bother, it's fine.
Alright. That's phase 1.
Peace. So everyone here is dead, right? So that was my joke about us being forced to use 2 floors.
Oh,
Yeah, she can decide I'm no longer in this floor and just switches floors.
I mean, they did say that she can teleport. Or
Uh-huh. Anyway, back to Kabura.
I have to give Yum Yum Kalo back. Let's go, no ego pages. Woo!
Yes, but it is Yum Yum, the color killer. So, you got the...
Oh, Yum Yum.
clearly she heard that Yum Yum was the strongest.
Looks at Bina, looks at Yum Yum.
Ah! Yum Yum crying in pain.
Listen, her entire scene is about showcasing that Iori is incredibly intelligent. This completely makes sense. She knows who the real threat is. Well, I think you got this, but at least they're already showcasing that she is kind of scary.
Oh boy.
Already wants to show off.
Alright, she's down to 125 hit points.
Color duel.
She wasn't kidding, but or going hard.
I mean, Danger Grandma is scary.
I took a little gamble on that one.
Yeah, but it was a smart gamble.
Navali, calm down!
Navali said no.
Navali's in it.
Navali, this person's probably very similar to your mother.
That's probably why she's being super serious. Meanwhile, Mira on another floor is quaking at the fact that she cannot fight Danger Grandma.
But your daughter gets to fight her. But I want to fight her!
This is a super inconvenient time for her to mass attack.
Sure is.
Good news is that if she kills all of my nuggets, then Gibura gets massively buffed.
All part of the plan. All part of the plan. Can't kill the nuggets if they're already dead. So did Gibura just kill everyone because she wanted to have a good old-fashioned color duel?
Sorry, the order at which I do this dramatically affects what happens.
Yes. And you basically need to win right now, yes.
Phew. Got it.
Woo! Beat her way earlier than you're supposed to.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
The purple tear. That was the name of the color. She was quite competent indeed. The ability to jump between dimensions. The purple tear didn't appear to be interested in getting books. She came here because she didn't want the Blue Reverberations band ganging up on her. If she took shelter here to avoid death, I'm sure she could have thought of other ways to live. Yet the purple tear fought to the end, ultimately becoming a book. She said peculiar things, like telling me to turn her into a book. Why was that, I wonder?
Hey, Miss Library Director, hold that thought for just a moment. I'm getting a call. In real life, actually. I won't be very long. I'll be right back.
I will be constantly staring at these purple books for a while. Speculating. Also, I don't think she realized, like, I could hear her when she was talking about another boy in here. Who could she possibly be talking about?
That's the precious bean.
Makes total sense. And here I thought it was Chesed.
Wow, weird. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I did give you interdimensional telephone numbers just for this reason.
You know, I was getting some gyoza delivered when that strange woman showed up. Anyway, wanting to avoid the reverb ensemble could be a superficial reason. The real reason the Purple Tear entered this place will be carried to the bookshelf with her. And, you know, the power might not be all omnipotent. I'm pretty sure there was a reason she couldn't just leave here. Maybe there's some kind of barrier surrounding this place.
Barrier? No guest has been invited to this place could maintain composure until the last moment like the Purple Tear did.
She was treated like an all-knowing sage. She might have been aware of her own future, at least.
Could she have the knowledge about the library as well?
Beats me. Even if the Purple Tear did know about it, there's nothing she can do for it since she's turned into a book now.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, you seem kind of unnerved as of late.
I suppose that's part of the process of becoming a human.
When people feel anxiety, they tend to buckle up and prepare more thoroughly for what's to come, you see. This is one of those times. It could be a chance for you to think deeper about things.
And grow as an individual. Never mind. I appreciate your hard work dealing with the color.
I get that inviting powerful guests will promote the library's growth, but boy, receiving a couple more colors or people on that level is going to tire the whole library out.
You still do a good job every time. I want to say thank you to you and all the other librarians, Roland. Please sort the books before you go. Also, especially thank Gabura because she did most of the work.
Gabura and Yum Yum.
You're right. That Yum Yum is assumed.
I think it's funny that Gabura's floor did about 60% of the damage to Iori, and Bina's floor, with no ego pages, or ego or abnormality pages.
And missing an extra librarian.
And missing an extra librarian did 40% of the damage. Yeah, so Iori's page is great. You get to set 4 decks for her. Just like when she's
insane.
Yeah. And when a die rolls the minimum value, re-roll it.
Oh.
There's a lot of ways this can be really broken. Also, she has a lot of counter dice.
A lot. A lot.
Spicy.
This is probably a good place to stop.
Can we do one thing that I think is funny?
What's that?
Do you want to go look at Iori's book?
Oh, do you want to narrate it?
I don't have it open, so it would be very difficult for me.
I will do it. Let's see.
But I think we both agree it's very funny.
I don't know where you go. Okay. I don't know where you go to view them. Oh, books. Ahem. If you're reading this book, it must mean there's something you want to know about me. I'm sure you have lots of questions, but I sadly can't give out detailed answers. It's hard to come up with a definition and explanation for a power that naturally emerged, you see. How should I put it? In that case, I can travel through time and space and see a myriad of possibilities, too many for you to possibly fathom. It's probably a little bit different from time travel as you commonly imagine it. The future self who experienced a certain past returns to it in order to change the future. Whatever's going on in the past, some kind of paradox is bound to happen to causality, big or small. Little things can set off massive twists, like the flap of a butterfly's wings causing a tornado. And even I'm afraid of bearing that risk, it could turn into a cycle of meaningless struggles. Yeah, I guess it's fairer to say that I travel to a completely different space. Ever thought about the possibility that an infinity of different versions of the world you live in might exist? Let's say that you sidetracked on your way home and were killed by some syndicate members that ambushed you. But in another world, you might have decided you want to go straight home, and the assault would have never happened. Or you might have noticed the syndicate members as soon as you stepped into the wrong alley and quickly got back on track. Those small choices can add up and result in countless worlds where countless outcomes unfold. I know what you're thinking. This isn't logic that can realistically be proven. I know all of this sounds unbelievable. People can't understand me because of that, and even I have difficulty explaining myself. I made it sound grandiose, but this power isn't almighty by any means, so I try not to use it carelessly. Not that I expect you to care for such details. It's already complicated enough as it is, isn't it? Just know that this power isn't omnipotent. No power is conveniently given to you in this world, after all. There's always a price you need to pay, and there's a world I yearn to reach, no matter that price. I'm doing this so I can find the world where I can see that possibility. And in the many worlds I've been to while doing this job, I saw many people who were lost after losing their precious stuff, just like me. I couldn't just pass them by. They looked so miserable and pitiful. Well, it wasn't entirely out of goodwill. The fact that they were worth helping played a big part. Once again, nothing in this world is free. I didn't quite pity them as much as I weighed up the favors that they could give me in return. Thanks to that, I've become acquainted with quite a few fixers. And as corny as it is to say this myself, some even started calling me their mentor and became my devoted admirers. Lots of people ask me what I'm going to such great lengths to see. A leading figure that commands powerful fixers who are on the level of a color? I don't know. All I want is to meet my son, whom I had to part with in the most unfortunate way. Meaning, I don't care about the ancillary stuff. I can see it so faintly. It almost seems to be within my reach, but it always ends up being a mirage.
You notice how she answered nothing in her own book? I believe she's the only one who just straight up refuses to answer things in her own book.
That's funny.
Team, thank you for coming to the stream. I'll take us offline, but I'll hang out to chat.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for coming.
Good.